Hello everybody, welcome to a new comic review on this channel, and we are looking at Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2, Learning Curve. This is the same amount of issues as Volume 1 did. This has issues 8 through 13 collected, but it has a whole bunch more supervillains in it. So here's the back. And probably the first thing you notice is that it's blue on the side instead of red. The ones that are odd numbered are red, and the ones that are even numbered are blue, so there's that. Opening it up just shows some information, publishing stuff. Here we go, 8 through 13, working shift, meet the enforcers. You get it. There's the Kingpin, he was kind of the main villain of the issue. And I never read this until I actually bought the volume myself, because it was never any of the libraries or anything. So it opens up with the Shocker. This is the Ultimate Universe's Shocker, and he's in a whole bunch of issues. He just gets beat up in like a few panels. Seriously, he's very lame, but I guess it's more realistic. And there's a guy offering Spider-Man the money, but Spider-Man's a hero, so of course he doesn't take it. And this is also the big introduction of Peter Parker working for the Daily Bugle. I tried to sell him them pictures, but it didn't really work out, and so he actually becomes their IT computer guy here, which is a really cool change of pace. I didn't mention it, but J. Jonah Jameson and Ben Urich were in, I think I did, but they were in Volume 1. I think issue 6, or Volume 1 of the collections. And they made Ben Urich more of a Spider-Man character in this than Daredevil, although he does have, in this, obviously he goes after, he helps take down the Kingpin, so to say. You'll see that. Basically, they're still struggling with the aftermath of Uncle Ben's death, and that's actually how Spider-Man gets to, looking up the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, the head of everything, and he sees that the guy who killed his uncle used to run with the enforcers. So Spider-Man goes against the enforcers and wins, but of course, nothing else really happens from that except he meets the big man, Frederick Foswell. Alright, let me kind of go through this a little bit faster. He goes into Kingpin's HQ because he hears about their party, a party that's throwing from him. And Kingpin is actually surprisingly something of a threat to Spider-Man. He's a really big guy, basically. And he has a minion, Electro. Spider-Man, one of his most well-known enemies, Max Dillon. This is what he looks like originally in the Ultimate Universe. He's not blue or anything, and he shoots out yellow lightning. And, he's not a mutant. I'm pretty sure, it's not explained here, but I'm pretty sure he was made by Justin Hammer as an experiment, like the Sandman later in the series, but that's all I know about him. Oh yeah, and he actually unmasks Spider-Man here, but throw him out a window, can just keep his mask. So, yeah, that's cool. He gets away, he stops, he thinks about not doing it, and then Kingpin learns out that it was the big man who sent Spider-Man to him, so to say, and kills him while wearing Spider-Man's mask. What else is there? I guess Spider-Man figures out how to get evidence to take down the Kingpin, and leads to a fight with the enforcers. Oh, I love this panel, or this comic cover right here. Against the enforcers, this is Ultimate Universe Ox, Ultimate Universe Fancy Dan, and Ultimate Universe Montana. And Spider-Man manages to beat them all, even Electro, by throwing him into water, which that was kind of what happened in their first appearance of Electro also. Here's the iconic scene, I would say, where Kingpin confronts him and he just makes fat jokes to make him mad. And he gets away and gives the evidence to the Daily Bugle, and Ben Urich publishes it. And that leads to the Kingpin going out of town. So to say, stop the Kingpin. And then there's issue 13 where Peter Parker, it's a really fast read, but Peter Parker reveals his identity to Mary Jane. And so she knows. And you get it. I don't think there's anything at the end that was a big teaser. No, but you still get some Mark Bagley sketches. Spider-Man, Mary Jane, Peter Parker, J. Jonah Jameson, Montana, King Kong, Ox, the Shocker, Fancy Dan, Flash Thompson, and here's some stuff. There's what the volumes 1, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, this is it. I really did enjoy it. I am glad that it has more Spider-Man going against lower level criminals. Like, yeah, he fought the Green Goblin in the last volume, but that wasn't really the big thing that he should start off as, just defeating big supervillains. This is probably the most down-to-earth volume there is for Ultimate Spider-Man. I mean, like I said, the Kingpin is just a normal guy. Electro's in it for like 3 issues. That's it. There's a really funny panel with Electro. There's this therapist that talks to them about the Goblin attack. Again, I like the continuity with them keeping on with that. They introduced Patsy Walker, who becomes Hellcat, or I don't know if she becomes Hellcat in the Ultimate Universe, but she's there. Kingpin, it turns out Kingpin thinks he's untouchable. When Spider-Man does this, it really shakes him up, so that's why he, you know, kind of views Spider-Man as his greatest enemy now. Electro has always been bald. It wasn't because, but all it was because of the electricity, but it wasn't because of anything else that made him bald. Yeah, I do like what they gave the character to give the Ox. Ox is kind of, he turns himself in at the end and confesses everything. Fancy at the end is probably like the loserest. I mean, he's just a guy with guns, and Montana's probably the worst enforcer. Yeah, of course the art is good as always. Stuff like that. The Shocker only gets a few seconds here, basically, but hey, he doesn't have a mask, and that's his new gauntlets that look a little bit lamer. Anyway, the introduction of J. Jonah Jameson is pretty good. Of course, like I said in the last volume, they modernized everything. So, oh yeah, this is Betty Brant right here. After he talks to Aunt May. That's about that's all I have to say right now. When it comes to the Ultimate Universe, yeah, this was the first appearance of Ultimate Electro, Ultimate Kingpin, Ultimate Enforcers. You get it. I guess another thing to say, I really do like the artwork in the Ultimate Universe. I think it's gotten better in Volume 2. And you can tell that the characters are a lot more realistic looking. Like, yeah, the Kingpin, it's not just fat, you know. He actually has muscle when he's drawing it and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So the last thing I have to say is this is Spider-Man dealing with a little bit more of a different type of supervillain, where one who cannot just be defeated by punching or just, you know, stopping his crime. Like the Shocker opens up, easiest one and done supervillain superhero thing you can imagine, and then it heads up to the Kingpin having to actually manage to get him arrested, and you know, or he wasn't arrested, but you get what happens with that, and talk about the power vacuum of having the Kingpin of crime gone and what that could lead to, and so on and so forth. It's in also, oh yeah, he also has difficulty with his relationship with Mary Jane, always having to, you know, ditch her because, or, you know, change plans. Like, they were going to do something on Friday night, but the Kingpin stuff is on Friday, and then he gets hurt while fighting Electro, so he cancels the next night, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I think this is the only time Kingpin is in his, you know, at least classic enough looking suit is in this issue, or these 2 issues. Unfortunately, there wasn't much with Electro and Shocker, probably the biggest Spider-Man villains that are in here, besides Kingpin, but Kingpin more of a Daredevil villain, I would say. Anyway, and the Enforcers. Actually, the Ox from the Enforcers got a little bit more character development than Electro or Shocker. Electro was kind of a joke in this, I would say. Although I guess that's kind of what he's seen as in the 616 universe by everybody else, so that kind of fits in. Oh yeah, Liz Allen has some sort of, you know, trauma from the Goblin attack at the school in Volume 1. And stuff like that. So yeah, really fast read. Not that much to talk about really, even though I think this is longer than my first part. But I will say thank you for watching and have a great day.